Apparently, Hieronymus wasn't joking. As I'm making my way over to Bej, standing by the refreshments table, two men ask me to dance, and I have to tell both of them that I would if I wasn't so parched. I still wasn't entirely sure what it meant, but Miss Minchin assured us that it was one of the most polite ways of turning down a potential partner. As Bej sees me approaching, he quickly hands me a drink. I saw Aloysius leading Hieronymus off. What was that about? Who knows, I scoff. I take a sip of the drink, which is most definitely alcoholic, and take another sip. Apparently, there are some people Aloysius wants Hieronymus to meet. I don't know. He let him off through that door, over there. I gesture to a doorway off to the left. Oh, he took him into the back room? Daniel asks as he arches an eyebrow, and I can't help but stare at him. The back room? I ask slowly. What happens in the back room? Why say it like that? No, it's nothing, he replies. It's nothing, Tori. Don't worry about it. I take a much larger sip this time, mentally willing myself not to knock back the whole thing in one gulp. You not telling me is only making me worry about it more. Just tell me. I'd rather you tell me than have Hieronymus tell me later, especially if it's as bad as you're making it sound. Well, it's just, the men go back there to drink, Bej replies. It's also where they have the, entertainment. The entertainment? I echo blankly. You know, like Pastel's mom? Bej's voice trails off, and I immediately feel sick to my stomach. I finally do knock back the drink and grab another one. Tori, just take a breath. It's not like Hieronymus is actually going to do anything. You both have your vows. Because we're both extremely jealous people, I remind him. So, this is definitely helping. Maybe I should just dance and flirt with everyone here. Then, when he comes out and wants to dance with me again, I'll have to say, sorry, but there are 20 other men who are in line before you. You'll have to wait your turn. Maybe that will teach him not to ditch me for his father in full view of everyone. I don't think I need to remind you that making Hieronymus angry is a bad idea, Bej says as he eyes me nervously. Maybe you should slow down, Tori. That's your third cup, and I know you aren't allowed to drink in the States. Okay, I know you're a prince, but technically I'm older than you, so you can't tell me what to do, I reply childishly as I take another sip to prove my point. Okay, well, I'm not sure if I outrank you, but I am older than you, and I think maybe you should do as he suggests. I turn quickly to find Tobin standing there, a small smile playing on his lips. He turns to Bej and gives him a small bow. Tobin Herbert, Earl of Hackney, at your service. It's good to see you again, Bej. Greetings, Bej replies as he looks between us. You two know each other? He was the older brother of one of my peers at Miss Minchin's, I reply simply. Was and still am, he replies. Just because you're no longer a student doesn't make Lavinia any less my sister. I can't help but snort in laughter, and even I have to admit that it's very unbecoming. Bej eyes me warily, and I don't even realize Tobin has stepped up and taken my arm until he's already taken it. I think perhaps Lady Grabiner could use some air, he says pleasantly. Tori, I think you should stay here with me, Bej says, but I just shake my head. If Lord Grabiner comes out and you're not here... Come with us, I say excitedly. Come on, this party is lame anyway. Let's go on an adventure. There have to be some really cool areas of this castle that you have to show me. I can't leave the party, Bej says hesitantly. If my parents... Fine, I say, holding up my hands. If Hieronymus comes out, just tell him I want to get some air. You're not responsible for looking after me every minute. Bej still looks nervous. It's fine. I'll be back soon, okay? All right, Bej sighs, and I take Tobin's arm again as I let him lead me out into the hall. So, what are you doing here? I ask him. And why are you spending time with me? Shouldn't you be off, trying to find a woman to bring home to your parents? Please, I'm going to find anyone here as interesting as you, he says with a light chuckle. I thought you were going to spend all night with Lord Grabiner, but it seems his loss is my gain. I just shrug. Apparently he's off in the back room doing who knows what. Well then, Tobin replies, I think I know just the thing to cheer you up. He leads us past a set of double doors where kitchen staff are busy working away. Some of them look up and greet him by name, and he just waves at them and returns friendly greetings of his own until you reach a small room on the far side of the galley. It's empty, except for an assortment of trays of delicacies and desserts all lined up along one table. What is this? I ask him. And how do you seem to know everyone in the kitchens? My father used to bring me here when I was a small boy, he replies. There weren't many boys my own age, aside from Bej, but it would be improper for him to stray too far from his parents. One day, I followed a server back into the kitchens. They took a liking to me and made me their official taste tester. Now, whenever I come, they allow me to sample the delicacies before they're set out for the rest of the guests to enjoy. You have to meet my friend Virginia, I tell him as I grin at him. She would love you. Too bad she's not here, he says. We will have to feast in her honor. Now then, Lady Grabiner, what would you like to try first? I take a look at the different spreads in front of me when a large domed green cake catches my eye. I've never seen anything like that cake before in my life. What is it? It's a princess cake, he replies. I expect him to get a fork and knife, but suddenly he plunges his hand into the cake and stuffs it into his mouth, licking the frosting off his fingers like a child. I can't help but let out another snort of stifled laughter, putting my hands over my mouth. I can't believe you just did that, I exclaim. What if someone sees? This is just the sampling table, he replies with a laugh. They make 2 of everything. How else can you ensure that the taste is perfect? That seems like such a waste of food, I say as I shake my head. No, this would be a waste of food. He takes a big handful of cake and hurls it at me with both hands. It hits me in the front of my dress, leaving a bright trail of frosting down my front. I can't believe you did that, I squeal at him. You just ruined my dress. If anyone finds out, I'll never be able to live this down. Suddenly, Tobin performs a spell, and the stain disappears almost as quickly as it had appeared. Problem solved. Oh, I'm going to make you pay for that, I say as I grab a cookie from a tray closest to me and throw it at him. He throws something back my way, and suddenly the room descends into absolute chaos as we begin a food fight. There are crumbs scattered on the floor, frosting is lining the walls, and we are in the middle of a baguette duel when one of the cooks comes out of the kitchen. I trust everything is to your liking, Tobin? The man asks with a raised brow. Yeah, he says as he lowers the baguette to a side. The croquembouche pastry was a little dense, though. And the jam on these cookies is sickly sweet, I say, wanting to seem helpful. Anything else? The man asks, and we just shake our heads. Duly noted. He turns and heads back into the kitchen without another word. We just stand there, laughing like schoolchildren that just got caught doing something they shouldn't, and I stuff the cookie I was holding into my mouth as Tobin performs a spell to clean both of us and the room at the same time. Is the frosting out of my hair? I ask as I comb through the ends. I don't think my maid would ever forgive me if I ruined her braid with chocolate frosting. It is back to being perfectly blue, he replies. Come on, there's something else I want to show you.